Hello everyone, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And today we got Battle Report 132.
132.
This is my second game at the Corner Hammer GT of 2018.
Yes, you're going to see if you can recover your dishonorable performance of the first game.
Yeah, let's do that.
There we go.
And you forced me to replace the poo pizza.
I couldn't take it anymore. It's one of your main armies. You have to have something.
I'm kind of missing the other one.
I'm sure you can eat all the poo pizza you want. You just don't have to have me around.
So Orcs and Goblins, this time against the Ogre Cons. Now their little emblem doesn't look very good.
That's fine. They're your opponent.
Okay.
They can look substandard.
So there's my army list. You can pause and take a look at it if you don't recall what it was last time. Hasn't changed, of course. And then we go with the Ogre Cons. Ogre Cons had a shaman. He's a master, and he had the essence of a free mind, which gave him pyromancy or shamanism.
To choose between.
Correct, and he chose shamanism against me.
Okay.
He has a crown of autocracy, which gives him the +1 leadership. Also gives him, counts an extra 200 points if he gets killed.
Yep.
He had Gut Roar, which does something. I think it channels. And Iron Fist. He had a con.
He's got if.
If
is Iron Fist.
If.
Okay.
He has a con who's a BSB. He had Troll Eater for the region, Iron Fist, Flaming Standard, and a Talisman of the Void. That's another channel item.
Yep.
So I believe he's channeling 3.
Okay.
Yeah, which is inconvenient.
It's only 1 die.
Every turn. 9 bruisers with full command. 2 units of 3 bruisers for chaff. 2 units of 5 trappers for chaff. 2 kin eaters. 6 mercenary vets with brace of pistols, full command. Poison, accurate, and the pennant of the great grass sky. That's the Swift Stride banner,
Right.
I believe. 2 Stratopults.
Okay. Like some 6x6 action.
5x5.
5x5 action. Okay, sorry.
They reduced it. Remember, they reduced it 5x5.
Oh, yes.
And to make up for it, they gave it armor piercing.
Yes.
To go along with lethal strike. Just saying. And a rock with a hunting spear.
Wow. So he's playing a rock. I haven't seen those in a while. And
yeah, I'm used to seeing the mammoths, the chilly woolly mammoths.
Right. And he's got trappers, which is something I've been waiting for somebody to play with.
And trappers, they're actually kind of weird, the rule for them now.
Yeah.
They have to go through a piece of terrain, and that terrain becomes trapped.
Right.
So, all right. Spells: Twisted Effigy, Bewitching Glare, Bring the Pain, Will-O-Wisp, and Deceptive Glamour.
Okay.
Did not take Raven's Wing or Wheel Turns, because most of his stuff is strength 4.
Right.
He does have the strength 5.
And toughness 4 mostly.
Mercenaries. So,
yeah.
But decided not to deal with that. So there it was a diagonal deployment with Hold the Center. You can see starting in the top left, there's a forest, hill.
With a tree behind it.
Huge fence, hedge. Another forest on the far right. Hill on the bottom left. Impassable right in the middle of my lines.
Oh, okay.
And that's why the little hopper and the mage are there.
Okay.
Huddled behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a field on the far right.
Okay. It's like a piece of paper.
It was a piece of felt.
So so this wall field,
The field right there.
Oh, those are his 2 units of trappers. Okay, so
yeah, those
I was trying to figure out what was going on.
No,
Yeah,
I was talking about that little short,
yeah.
that little short hedge up there, which really does
like 3 inches across.
close to nothing.
Like yeah.
But anyway, so there you have that. Unit of bruisers. He's deployed a unit of bruisers. Is Rock. I'm sorry, another unit of bruisers. His big unit is Merc Vets on the hill. And 2 Stratopults, even though one looks a little bit like a cannon.
Looks a bit ersatz to me, but okay.
And 2 units of trappers. And you can see there's my Wolf Riders. Everybody's all nice and happy. There we go. First turn, I didn't have a picture of movement after the first turn. I have to get back to that. First turn, I moved forward. Nothing really exciting happened. But I rolled 3 dice for Twisted Effigy for on the guys on the hill, so they could not shoot the mercenary vets. I got the spell off with a 15, which is good. But the 3 5s is not
That's
good.
not so good, yeah.
So, even though I got the spell off, it's the last. I forgot the spells. The last time I'll be able to cast it.
Yeah, that's too bad. Could use that later in the game.
I would have come in very handy later. Anyway, or not some. Well, anyway. Will-O-Wisp got off on these guys. Everything else was out of 18 to mess with them. And I gave him 3d6 because what I was hoping is he would just completely march forward and hit one of my units.
Right.
And there's the Twisted Effigy on them. Shot him. I think I shot him with a Get Launcher and did 2 wounds. Both the splatterers missed.
Okay.
So there's my movements. There's an overall picture going into his turn.
Okay.
I've double evil-eyed the Ed Basher unit. Just to get it in there. I wanted to do the Iron Orcs on the far right. They were too far. I figured the Iron Orc unit close to me. Close. The Iron Orc in the center of the board. I figured they were definitely going to get chaffed. Unit on the far right, I wanted the movement on, but I couldn't get it that far.
Okay.
So anyway, just the thought process there. Because they're not going to be able to shoot the the mercs on the hill, I went ahead and shot my 1 unit of Wolf Riders up here to the middle of the board to just shoot at his bruisers.
Right. Get behind him.
Just to mess with him, march block him.
Right.
Is the idea there. If you notice the one cave squig here in the center towards the bottom.
Sorry, the what?
The cave Gnasher here is looking to the bottom of the board. He has the 2 Gorgers or 2 Kin Eaters due to arrive.
Okay.
So, and it looks like the Wolf Riders up at the top have shot off one of the trappers up in the top.
Yes, one model, that is.
A model.
Yeah.
So, going into his turn, he rolls his random movement and gets a low enough roll so he doesn't hit one of my units, and he actually gets in a fairly good spot.
Like he moves at an angle, so.
Yeah, because he's actually chaffed the unit that I had the double movement on.
Yes.
So it worked out perfect for him. I don't know about perfect. It worked out well for him. The other unit of chaff, you can see, moved up just to get it in his place. He got the Curse of... I forget what it's called now.
It's not called the Curse of Anrahar anymore.
Well, that's what the card says.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got the spell off on them to...
Okay.
We'll call it the curse. All right.
Yeah.
Got the curse off of them, so they have to take dangerous terrain. They're -1 to hit. Scratapult on the hill decides to fire.
Oh, I didn't realize what that other model was.
What's that?
It's a 40K thing.
It's a 40K orc truck.
Yeah.
Or track, or whatever they
they're called. Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, the one up on the hill fires and kills a few Iron Orcs. And we move on to turn 2.
How many dice fell in that little hole?
That one?
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Okay.
A couple models, but no dice.
It's like a perfect spot for stuff to fall through.
It is. Because these are, the conference tables pushed together.
Yep.
So on the far left, his bruisers pass their test and walk out to the middle of the field. Everyone else just kind of mills around a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than the one unit that was forced to come forward.
Right.
So my turn. My turn. The Iron Orcs here on the far right charged the. Where'd it go?
Scrapple.
They charged the guy. Let's back up one more.
Oh, the Scraplings.
They charged the Scraplings, forced them to flee, and he ran through. He looked at it and said he thought it went through both Scratapults. It was definitely going through one, but he said it was going through both.
Okay.
Made his check. This one failed because the Scratapults are also insignificant, apparently.
Yes.
And this one ran off the board.
They've got no ogres on them to help out.
Right.
Okay.
So he lost a Scratapult on that. I redirected into the Scratapult on the hill.
Okay.
My idea is I needed 11 to get there, and I did not call the war cry on this. But need 11 to get there, and
Why not?
yeah, I mean, I've got to redirect somewhere,
Right.
and if I do that, it's going to be.
Yes, it's one less.
It's actually going to be pretty bad for the Black Orcs. I mean, the Iron Orcs, because they're going to end up fighting the mercenaries alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on, they fail. The Ed Bashers charge in and smash to beat up the trappers.
Okay.
And the Wolf Riders continue to harass the Bruisers. My mage runs over and
That's what he
joins
gets for
them.
forming conga lines.
Exactly. The mage runs over and joins them so I can get within 18 of some stuff. Unfortunately, I do not want random movement on the Rock at the moment.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
And there we have that. And the Wolf Riders on the top moved up.
Probably.
I put random move. I tried to cast random movement on the. Couldn't have been them.
Scrabble?
On the, I think I tried to cast it on this big unit.
Oh, okay.
His big unit, and he blocks that. So then I start my, and that was the only thing of significance that went on. Fire my splatterer and roll 2 2s.
Okay.
I'm hitting on 4s, by the way, because I'm at short range.
Right.
Fire my other one, roll 2 2s. So I've still got to get launcher left. Oh, I guess I'll roll 2 2s again. At least I'm consistent.
That's a lot of 2s.
Yeah, well, it's consistent. I like that. So we move up again. I mean, you can see where I am.
Did they roll 2 2s on the same dice each time?
What do you mean?
Did you keep rolling the same dice?
No.
No.
I rolled 6 dice. They all got 2s.
Okay. So it's
Pretty impressive.
That's even more impressive.
I did manage to slow the... I got an evil eye off on the one unit to slow it down. The...
Like your shooting cost 2 wounds on the ogre bus over here.
No, that was there from the previous turn.
Oh, okay.
That was with the get launcher hit him on turn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, over here on the far left.
Yeah.
You are correct. Between these, the Wolf Riders behind them and the Wolf Riders down here on the bottom left, we hit them twice. Wounded them twice. So, if you notice off to the right, what are they called? The Ed Bashers. They smashed the Grotlings.
Right.
Scraplings. They smashed the Scraplings, and I did not reform at all. Just sat there. I checked, and everything's in my front. So I didn't bother moving it at all. Just saying. So there you have that.
Even that Scrapple's on your front.
It is. I mean, you can kind of see it from that one. It's,
okay.
My arc goes right there along the side of it.
Yeah, I see it. You just needed the rank bonus.
What's that?
You just potentially need a rank bonus, but okay.
So anyway, so he charged down the... Oh, I did get off... You know what that spell was? I did get that spell off. Sorry, that was not the random movement spell on the ogres. That was the twisted effort... I mean, the panic spell. Oh, okay. Bewitching Glare. That was the Bewitching Glare on the Man-Eaters, and that's why I took the picture, because I cast the Bewitching Glare successfully on the Man-Eaters, and he elected to take his re-rollable 7 check.
Oh, okay.
And did pass it and stayed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a 20% chance he fails, and I tried to talk him into...
Yeah, 7. That's actually a pretty good risk. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, 20% chance that unit goes off. And we looked at it, and because of the direction from the mage, who's down here on the middle of the board in the left corner, it goes. He would have had to bounce through the Scratapult, bounce through the little Scraplings back there who rallied, and then he would have been off the board.
Yeah.
So he did not take he took the risk. Rolled even on his first roll, just rolled a good number and didn't go anywhere.
Right. Yes.
It's a risk, but
it's
the reason
a good risk. It's like closer to 30% when you.
The reason he took the risk though was because he had this charge lined up.
Yeah.
And because the fact I did not reform them, the mercenaries are now
on the flank of
the Iron Orcs up top and have, and lined up to hit them if they
Yep.
overrun, and managed to get a 3 or better on the overrun.
Right, right.
Because I did not
Oh,
correct it right.
those is gorgers?
Gorger, a gorger and a kin eater.
King eater, sorry, yes.
The kin eater is the one on the left. The other one is a totemic summons that came in last turn.
Okay.
So they're both wandering out towards the center of the field. Down here is another kin eater.
Okay.
Shows up down here, walks into the board, and this was another totemic summons, I believe. No, that's one of the ones we just saw. Oh, I shot off the one. Did I shoot off the one? Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think, I don't know. I'm not sure what was going on there. Because that's not where he put him. He put one there.
Maybe just
and
set
I think
it down
that's him. Yeah. The one on the, he must have just set him down. Because the one on the left is that one that came in back there.
Okay.
That was the, I'm not sure which one it is at this point. That was the kin eater. And there's the other one.
Okay.
That's what it was. Sorry. These are both the kin eaters. He rolled them both at the same time. They both showed up.
Okay.
So I placed them there and then decided where they were going to go.
Okay.
Anyway, slight confusion there. I don't remember these things. It was like 3 days ago. Anyway, so the Rocker Rock comes forward. Bruisers come forward to remain as chaff. You can see his other bruiser unit up top, the little one, just trying to keep the Wolf Riders a little bit honest. Screen them off. And I've that, and there's the overall picture. Goes into combat or magic? Magic. He gets the spell off that gives me the -1 to wound.
Not helpful.
No, not really. There's an advertisement for Hogfest GT.
There you go.
Look it up. It's hogfestgt.com. Looks like it's going to be good. Said if he gets 40 players, he's going to roast a pig.
No, that would make sense with the name.
It is St. Louis. Anyway.
Oh, it's one in St. Louis? That's funny.
Yeah. He and there's his.
I'll be there next month.
There you go. Hogfest isn't next month.
But you need to move it because that's when I'm going to be there.
You need to change your trip
So
you can go by there.
Hey, it's all about me.
And talk to people and, get Statler exposed to the world. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Sock
sounds,
puppets do not travel.
That sounds a lot worse than it is.
And I'm not allowed within a mile of a school zone. No,
that's true. Good point. So this was another totemic summons coming in, or the first totemic summons, because the other two were the kin eaters. He came forward, used his breath weapon, killed one of my old
only lost
goblins.
one. That's kind of lucky.
He really shouldn't kill that many.
I didn't say many. Just
well, I mean,
one.
he really should kill maybe 1, 2, because he's 7 strength 3 hits, 3.5 wound. I save half of those. He's 1.7 whatever. Anyway, so does that. He blows through and he wins the combat with my Ed Bashers handily. I did kill a model, but he beats them handily. The Scratapult pursues them and runs them down and kills them, even despite the fact it looks like it's gone about 6 inches. And the Merc Vets turn around and, they move forward, smash the Ironworks in the flank.
Okay.
And not only in the flank, but in the flank where the BSB is right there in the front left corner. So, moving on from that, the Scratapult's actually facing the other way.
Yes, I understand.
He had it turned around because it wouldn't line up in the
it.
combat and forgot to turn it back around.
Right.
So
he's not carrying a big cigar backwards.
Yes, he is not. So there we have that. And his, it's hard to see, but his bruisers here on the top left are far forward enough that I cannot wheel past them.
Okay.
Yeah. We checked the wheel, and it doesn't look like it in that picture, but they are preventing me from wheeling past.
Right.
And since he went second, he's now challenging the center of the board, so no one's going to get the the point for it.
Secondary objective.
Correct. Now we have that. And it's going to be turn 3. My batteries ran out and I had to replace them.
Oh, is that what it is?
Up on the... But
And what device did required batteries?
my camera.
Sure.
Up on the top of the board, you can see my Wolf Riders have decided to charge the
Okay.
trappers. That's a unit they think they can take.
Might as well get some points.
And it also prevents me from having to take a march test for that
Right.
totemic summons right there beside me. And gets me distance without
Yep.
taking a march
Yep,
test,
yep.
which is very important. There you go. He's turned his Scratapult around now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the situation down here. What's going on? Oh, yeah. We go to shooting.
Where'd your goblin characters go?
Those two?
Yeah.
They went back to the right behind that Iron Orc unit.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. We'll see it in the overall picture in a minute. So I start shooting, and I can only manage to kill one.
Okay.
And I was concentrating on that unit with artillery.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which did one, all 3 pieces combined, plus the Wolf Rider archers managed to put 3 wounds on that unit.
Okay.
I'm pretty impressed with. The Wolf Rider charge manages to kill 2 scraplings out of the 4. They are pretty potent.
Yeah.
But and over here, the fight goes on. He kills a bunch of models.
You kill one.
I killed a model and a wound, so I put 4 wounds. Lost that combat badly.
But your character's still there.
Character's still there, so I'm stubborn. But I failed my stubborn check and cannot. Oh, I made my stubborn check. Thought I failed it.
One of the 2 of them.
Yes. Make the stubborn check, turn around, and get ready to fight another round with a totemic summons coming up behind me. Or, sorry, that was Ken Eater, wasn't it?
It's a key.
Ken Eater coming up behind me. And we have that.
Yep, there they are.
There they go. That's where I thought they went. And you can see the Iron Orcs have also backed up. Because I wanted to get distance between the big unit.
Right.
The big unit of bruisers and them. And that's what you have there. Kid Eater back here charges into my blurry catapult.
Yep.
It only fits because he's blurry himself. This was the this was the table that's kind of between the 2 conference rooms that they open up.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it was a dark table. The table to my right in this one, Chai Hammer is playing on a board, and he made the comment, "Oh, they put the 2 guys in the room taking pictures in the dark alley." Anyway, here I feel confident, so my mage is out walking around by himself. And the reason, and you can see the unit of Wolf Riders up here on the hill on the far left. They're actually still alive
amongst all the
amongst the dead
filter
pile.
carb.
Yes, and the hiding behind the water bottle. And garbage. That was the totemic summons. The green one up there above them.
Right.
They failed their march test. They could only go 9.
Okay.
So that's as far back as they could get.
There you go.
But they backed up here so they could put shots into something.
That's a great strategy, by the way.
Mix it in with the dead stuff.
Sending a unit in amongst the casualties.
It is. It's awesome because
and then people forget about it.
Then it comes charging out at some point. They're like, hey. Anyway, I failed my march test again with the Wolf Riders here by the Rock, so they can't get very far. And look at that! Look how clear that one is.
Yep.
They've,
and your 2 guys didn't charge.
My 2 guys didn't charge. They could not. They were facing away.
Oh, that they were facing over this way.
No.
Where were they facing?
Before they were over here behind this impassable.
But you said you moved them.
And on my turn, they came over here.
Oh, that's where they came. Oh, is it the same turn?
It is.
Oh, this is another turn.
So now it's back to his turn.
Okay.
And he cast the swarm of insects onto my catapult over here on the far right.
Okay, that's good for 7 wounds.
And there you have it. 7 wounds.
I like those dice.
He's using these dragon. It's their club, the green dragon guys.
Oh, okay.
So they have green dice with dragons. So nice dice. Of course, they roll really well. Apparently,
it would seem so.
he got like the total number of shots was 23, and he got 7 out of 23.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. I could have accepted it a little better if it would have got the. I mean, the max is 30.
Yes.
Even if you get the max 30, I would have accepted the 7 wounds a little bit better. But
Yeah.
it just happens. It's dice. What are you going to do?
You throw enough dice, they can go in any
Every
direction.
once in a while, you're going to see something weird.
Yep.
And that's what happened. So his remaining bruiser, you can see, has come up and has chaffed my orcs. My iron orcs, because he wants them to stay out of that fight to the right. Get that, and why aren't his trappers? Oh, his trappers did not break last turn, by the way.
Wow. Okay.
The scraplings behind the hill, they did not break. I killed 2. He killed none. They were right there as a unit, right, the general right there beside him.
Mm-hmm.
They passed their test and stuck around.
Wow, the -3. Okay.
Yep. The other Kid Eater marches up and just gets in my flank, ready to do his thing. And this fight continues, and he brought his Totemic Summon? No, Kid Eater.
It was a Kid Eater.
He brought the Kid Eater into the rear,
out.
into my rear of the unit, and between that and the other guys have chopped me down to about 2 models in my BSB.
Okay.
Might be 2 or 3, but whatever. It's a low number. And the bruiser's blocking me here. I've got I believe that's the Twisted Effigy on them. It is. On the big unit
Okay.
to give them -2 to cast. And we do finally kill off the 2 remaining scraplings. Makes us happy. We're going on to my turn 4. That's what the board looks like. So the 2 hoppers, now the 2 cave gnashers, both charged into here because the mercenaries were a bit far and I didn't want to risk it.
Right.
There's not an overrun lined up here. I just spaced them out.
What's in the back of his mercenary unit?
Because my iron orcs down here on the bottom left were chaffed by that bruiser, I charged my general out of the unit to hit them in the rear with his sword of the Orc Apocalypse.
Yep. And hope that he would go to town.
There you go, and lend some support to him. Because it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 models left from the other side.
It's looking bleak. Otherwise.
Again, my wizard has failed. The other problem I'm having is I got my wizard trapped over here on this side of the board, and I can't get within range to cast the Deceptive Glamour into that combat, or the Bring the Pain. You know, the 2 combat buffs I have.
Right, because he's
I
over on the
can't
flank.
get him into there, and he can't make his test to get over there. Part of it's my fault again, because on the first turn I failed. I should have got outside of 8 inches of him.
Right.
So the next turn I wouldn't have to check and go 18, but I took the chance on the 6 to get out of the range. So, getting a 6 is easy. Apparently not. You can see my Wolf Riders come down here and listen to the field. And what do we got here? Oh, this is what I've done. So that's still the Totemic Summons there on the far left that you can barely see right there.
Yeah, I see it.
The Wolf Riders came here in the middle of the field knowing they're going to get hit by that. But I've got to kill that. They also failed their march test again. But I've got to kill that bruiser right there in the center of the board. So I brought them up here, brought the other Wolf Riders up there on the top to there where they can shoot. And there's another unit that can shoot over the Iron Orcs into them.
Okay.
That one. And both the other 2 units fired and failed. This unit finally got a wound through and killed him.
Okay.
The general did his job, came through and hammered the 3 remaining mercenary vets.
Okay.
2 remaining.
That's a lot of points.
And smashed them. And, that's the way that combat ended. He actually whiffed that combat I actually took my potion of speed with the general. So he could go before the mercenaries.
Right.
Because I was desperate to try to save this unit. But they're still fighting a Kid Eater.
Yep.
And the general can't do much about that.
Not where he is now.
The two Nasher heroes crushed the scrap launcher.
Okay. Where'd they go?
They
Besides get blurry.
they got blurry because they're hard targets.
Ah.
They turned around and faced the other way.
They reformed. Okay.
We measured, and it doesn't look like it at all in this picture, but they're both out of arc of that guy. The kid eater down here.
Yeah, doesn't look like it. No.
It looks like the top one is definitely not.
Yeah.
Looks like the bottom one is even close.
Mm-hmm.
But we checked, and they're out of arc. They were out of arc somehow.
Okay.
Actually, what happened? Never mind. I know what happened now. His kin eater got bumped or whatever, and he was not quite facing that far to the right.
Mm.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe something. So he couldn't charge me, so he looped around and ran over there, got behind me. He can also see my general from there if he wants to get, interested in that.
If he wants to get apocalypse.
If he wants to get apocalypsed. The kin eater the totemic summons on the far left has charged the rear of my Wolf Rider unit.
Mm-hmm.
That should be that. Rock is just hanging here threatening me.
Yeah.
The thing has happened is he moved, both these are within 6 inches of the token, center of the board. So now he is going to score a point. So far, we've been challenging for it. This is the bottom of a turn, so now he's going to get a point.
He's got 2, yes.
He's got 2 to my 1.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just he's playing the objective game, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The Civic summons, beats my unit, runs them down, and kills them. Up here, the Kid Eater kills the standard in the unit and puts a wound on my... I think he's putting all his attacks into my BSB, and then his stomp goes into the unit. He stomped the unit and did a wound to the other guy.
Okay.
So now I've got a champion and a BSB left, and I've got 2 wounds on the Kid Eater.
Mm-hmm.
But had he killed... Because he didn't want to kill both... He didn't want to kill out the unit, because then that would allow the general to charge him.
Right.
So he played it perfectly and rolled what he needed. And, anyway. Going to turn 5. There's the blurry overall picture. This is after my turn.
Okay, so your general didn't have enough movement to
My
get
general didn't...
back.
I mean, he was facing directly into the rear. He doesn't have enough movement to get back to where he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went and stood in front of the Kin Eater.
Okay.
To keep him off my BSB.
Mm-hmm.
He can charge my general if he wants, and I will just try to pound him.
Okay.
The wolf, my wizard, was too far away to cast the Deceptive Glamour on help the BSB, so he did put it on the guy behind the general. So if he does decide to go into my general, he's going in at -2.
Okay.
So, anyway. And during that combat, the Kin Eater has finished my unit off of Iron Orcs, killed the last one. So I'm no longer going to be stubborn, which really doesn't matter now. I just need to kill the stupid thing.
Who reformed?
I think I reformed. Okay. No, this was... One of us reformed.
Yeah, because you're on the opposite side of them, so
Correct.
I was wondering.
This was turn 5. This was my turn. I moved over to the side.
Okay.
To get further away from stuff, even though it's only a little over an inch.
Every inch matters.
It does.
When you're rolling D6s.
So they have that. I've given a +1 movement to the Iron Orcs down at the bottom in case they want to try something. The other thing I've done, the whole time with this Rock to my flank, the Rock is well on my flank, and my flank is covered by the Impassable.
Right.
So he's never had the opportunity to charge with it.
He can see you clearly, but...
Correct. He can see me clearly, but
by
he
the
cannot
rules,
charge.
you cannot charge.
And he's not... I don't think he wants to charge either one of these. He doesn't want to charge either one of these units in alone, and he doesn't want to get the Rock charged by the Iron Orcs, because they'll go great weapon and abuse him.
Yep.
So, anyway. So, moving on. There we got that. Going into the bottom of his turn. And you can see his Kin Eater did not take that challenge. His Kin Eater just moved over again. Circle. They just keep moving behind each other. And just kind of doing the loopy dance.
Dancing bases.
Exactly. I have the combat with the other Kin Eater. I've put a third wound on it with my BSB. There we go. Bruisers come up to make the challenge completely, the chaffing, completely certain. If I hit him in overrun, I'm going towards the rock, which is exactly 12 inches away from the front of him.
Yep, which is shifted over.
So he cannot...
Oh, I went to that side. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he can now... In other words, I can blow through the bruisers, but I'm not getting anywhere.
Right, you get combo charged.
Right, and he's got the curse on me again, so I have dangerous terrain going. Over here, the BSB finishes off his guy.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one wound on him. I elected not to face him to the to the other kin eater, because I just barely escaped this one with my life.
Yes,
I'm not going to try another one.
Yeah.
Going on to turn 6. The Iron Orcs decide to kill the Bruisers. What else are they going to do? They took their dangerous terrain checks.
Lost a lot of guys.
Lost a few guys to that. Chaffed the big Bruiser unit with my Wolf Riders, because I can't take the Bruisers and the rock. I can think, and I don't think I can take the Bruisers at this point. I might, but the Wolf Riders couldn't get far enough to chaff the rock, so I decided to let the rock in, even though it's got a lot of impact hits.
Yeah, well, you need your characters, I think, to fight that unit, probably.
So we circle around, screen off the Kin Eater, because I had to chaff him, because I didn't want him making a long charge into my BSB.
Did your characters
What?
Did your characters miss their march move or something?
I believe so.
Oh.
And that's why he didn't get very far.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the BSB has gone 8.
Oh, has
He's
he?
good. No.
Okay.
He's good.
I don't think they've gone very far, so they seem to be getting farther away from your Iron Orcs.
They are. They're. This was the final turn, so he's just moving.
Yeah.
They are both those characters are within 12 of the Iron Orcs.
Okay.
So in case, the rock did go in on the final turn, they can do it. The opponent decided he's not going to. He's got the objective. It's a close. We don't know the exact points, but it's a close game at this point. He's killed 2 of my big units. He still has his big units. So he decided at this point he was not going to risk anything on the final turn and just sat.
Okay.
So we went to add up the scores.
I'm sorry, you went first or he went first?
I went first.
Okay.
He had
so,
final.
on his face. Oh, he didn't charge your Wolf Riders?
He did. Sorry, he did charge the Wolf Riders and kill them.
Okay.
But that was played it safe and just killed the simple thing, grabbed the simple points.
Okay.
So actually, he didn't. He declared he was going to do it. We didn't roll the combat or anything because it was a foregone conclusion what was going to happen there. Anyway, so it ended up. I actually won the game on points. I had 2144 to his 1929.
Those mercenaries are not cheap.
Those mercenaries are almost 900 points. So that was a huge. And I got both the scrap launchers and some other stuff. But he did get those 2 big units for me. So it was It was like, I don't know, 20 points short of being an 11-9 win for me, but it was just under that. He had the objective, so it turned out to be a 7-13.
Yeah, it was looking bleak.
It was looking really bleak. What we talked about later, when we talked about after the game is when he was in the side of the Iron Orc unit.
Yeah.
When he hit those, I asked him why he just didn't take one on the turn he charged. He had 2, he had the split, the crack lined up on my BSB.
Right.
He had 5 mercenaries lined up on my BSB. Sorry, 4 mercenaries lined up on my BSB. He could have put 16 attacks into him.
Yeah.
And he's got a 4-up armor and no ward at all. Because he's got the pan and protection pension to steal the other guys.
Yeah.
I asked him why he didn't just kill him and make the unit not steadfast any longer. And he said he just kind of spaced it a little bit and figured it was didn't quite remember what the kit is and didn't look it up.
People usually
and just figured no one's going to run a Black Orc BSB with a 4-up armor.
Yeah, he has at least a 2-up, if not.
Yeah. It's got a 2-up armor. It can protect itself. Little did he know he was playing me.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the first time I played. This is a guy who lives up in Philadelphia. He's been around at tournaments. I mean, we've been to at least probably close to a dozen tournaments together
Mm-hmm.
and never played each
Oh,
other.
okay.
And we played, our clubs have gotten together for game days a couple times and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Despite all this, we've never played each other. This is our
Mm-hmm.
first game. And because of the fact we've never played each other, we have a grudge match at the tournament coming up next month. And then we drew each other in this one.
Oh,
So
that's fine.
kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, he's a good player, nice guy. And this was a really fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Finished all 6 turns, which was good. So, yeah, real happy. I saved my mage. All 5 of my characters are alive, which is...
You're not real happy.
I'm not... Well, again, I look back on this game and I'm like, that one stupid placement
Yeah.
where I did not pay attention to what the overrun would have been
Right.
cost me those 2 big units.
Mm.
Had that not happened, I think I'm in awesome shape. Because, I managed to pull
I thought you meant you didn't reform to get more rank, so when he charged you, you'd be steadfast. But
Well, they were going to be stubborn anyway. Oh,
Yeah.
So, I mean,
The other
I'm
guys.
sorry, not the other guys.
yeah,
No, I was irritated that I didn't turn
because
so
your
that the
angle was,
overrun,
right. That
to
your
block
angle
an
was-
overrun,
Which
which would have taken like a quarter of an inch.
yeah, something you always have to pay attention
I
to.
just did not look at it.
Mhm.
And that's, like I said,
Well,
completely
he also did
on
the
me.
cross charge thing that people don't keep eyes on.
Yeah. Well, correct. And had plenty of room to do it as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Anyway, it was a fun game. But now I've got 5 out of the first game, 7 out of this game, which is a little better than the first game.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting on 12 points after 2 games. Not real thrilled with that.
Yeah, it's not so good.
No, it goes beyond not so good. It's pretty bad.
But you got 3 more games to make it up.
But I got 3 more games to try to salvage something out of
Yes,
this
so
mess.
stay tuned, see what
Stay
happens.
tuned. Come back for the next game. All right. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.